Welcome, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It's 4th of July Eve here at Film Threat for Hollywood on the Rocks. Ing the Merciless will be joining me shortly. Today on the show, The Acolyte episode 6. Episode 6 gets sexy. Or does it? Plus, James O'Keefe dropped another Disney report. All kinds of news. Alan Ng is waiting in the wings. Let's get things started. Let's kick it off. Let's go. Come on. Hollywood on the Rocks on a Wednesday. Yeah. I'm confused here.
It's
Frank
there.
Miller, American. What?
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 I didn't say anything.
Alan.
Alan! 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 Ow! Alan!
What I always love. Hey, Alan. What's happening?
It's like we're writing the Acolyte. It's like,
Yes. What I love is you're off stage. You know, you're not on the show yet. I play a video about you and you laugh at you. You're always laughing at you.
yeah, because quite frankly, I'm funny.
Right.
I chuckle every time I hear myself tell a joke. It's really great. I'm just that damn good.
I love it. I love it. But we have a lot to talk about. Hey, it's a pre-holiday. Before we look at the chat is on fire already. What are your plans for 4th of July?
Well, let's just say I'm not supposed to be here. I should be in a cabin in the woods right now. But damn that COVID. So it kind of ruined our vacation. My wife got COVID. And somehow my daughter and I didn't. So so this is the predicament we're in. So, you know, we're staying local. Maybe we'll go to Disneyland for fireworks tomorrow.
Yeah, well, pray for a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
And there's lots to do where you live, actually.
Mm-hmm. There is actually. We are so patriotic in Orange County. Every city has a fireworks display. I mean, we could just literally sit on the hill and just overlook the entire county and just see fireworks all night.
I am tomorrow going to the LA Galaxy game at the Rose Bowl. The LA Galaxy is there. Their game starts at 7:30 and then fireworks at 9:30. I will be there. Pasadena's fireworks are awesome. They're out of control. I love it.
By the way, did they move to the Rose Bowl or is this just a special?
No,
place?
they don't. They play in two places, like the Rose Bowl. I forget the other stadium.
Yeah, it's
they go back
in I want to say Compton or Artesia. It's the one in Artesia.
Yeah.
The Herbalife arena.
But I've been to LA Galaxy games. It's soccer or football, whatever you call it, and always a lot of fun. An enthusiastic crowd. So there you go. All right, Alan, let's get to the chat. There's a lot of chat comments here. So let's see how
do this
between you and Badger, Angry Badger.
What are you talking about?
I always say Beaver.
Angry Beaver.
Yeah, here we go, Alan, if you would.
All right, from MK Solid. Alan knew when that robe came off, the Asian heat was unleashed. Yes, who knew so much heat can come from something so small? All right, from Dustin N. Hello, everybody. Let's heckin' go. from Cast Again. Disney can't do TV, and Star Wars should be a theatrical franchise only. Wouldn't argue that. Christopher Moonlight Productions, just in time for my drive home. FYI, I'll be making the San Diego meetup. See you there.
Oh, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
The tickets are sold out.
Yes,
The
but
RSVP,
I think there's a waiting list. Yeah, go ahead.
There is a wait list. The tickets are sold out. However, in that area in downtown San Diego, there are a lot of other bars and restaurants. I expect there will be an overflow.
Mm-hmm.
An overflow. Yeah. So there you go.
All right, Sons and Shadows, Mandalorian at least initially had more competent writers.
True.
Anthony 19 Byrne, smash that like button.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Brock Sampson, I think one of the main reasons the Acolyte isn't working well is because they aren't earning any story beats. We'll get.
Yeah, let's save that for when we talk about it. But wait, here we go.
Cassigan, factory setting Alan. Yes, even the droids are Asian, apparently. Yeah, to the crowd. And then finally, from Robert Anderson, is this an Acolyte thing we need to talk about, or you want to save it?
Might as well get into it.
How can any woke person support the Acolyte knowing that the Wookiee is played by a white man and not a proper trans furry actor?
We'll get more Acolyte comments, and we do have a super chat that that if you could read that. It was missed super chat for Monday's episode of Versus. The Versus show is blowing up. And we're only 35 subs away from 125,000. So if there are 35 lucky people who would like to subscribe, we can get to 125K during this stream.
Yes. And we do have a clip of the nerd fight on the channel as well. So watch the clip, subscribe to the channel. And then the Miss Super Chat.
Yeah, go for it, Alan.
Sorry. Yeah, the Miss Super Chat. Blaster Hatcher 7 for 20. Thank you. I admire its purity. Guess the movie is from an egg. From an egg. I'm not sure exactly what this is referring to.
Yeah, that's what it is. From an egg.
From an egg.
So there you go. Yep. All right. And one last comment here, if you would.
Yes, from Lord Thoth. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, sign up as a member, join us on Discord and Rumble, buy our merch. Wise words from Lord Thoth.
Yeah, keep that up. We'll put that in the middle of the show here. One super chat came in hot.
Yes, and Hulk Hogan's giant taint for $5. Have a great 4th of July, gents. Yes, America.
Thank you so much. And also, here want to say support us, get something at the Film Threat shop. Go to shop.filmthreat.com. We have exclusive funeral for franchise shirts and mugs. There is an offer code good for 1 week only, 15% off. It's Star Wars is Dead.
That's the code.
That's the code. Star Wars is Dead.
And is that with spaces or no?
No spaces.
Okay.
So check that out. And go to the Film Threat shop. It's good on that merch or any other merch in the shop. 1 week only. Our 4th of July sale. Let's put the code in the banners here. If we could have that code in there. I'll run it on the bottom. So we'll give you another reminder during the show. All right. So something broke as we were starting the show. And we're going to take a look at it. Another report from James O'Keefe. So here it is. This is breaking. Alan, if you would read this, I'm going to zoom in and the video. If you would read this here.
Breaking. It's the unspoken thing for children to see LGBT content. Says Walt Disney's creative marketing director, and drag queen Amit Jeannie Garani into O'Keefe Media Group's Hidden Camera. Garani adds, "I'd love to get a drag queen at Disneyland," furthering, "I'm sure that would happen at some point." Garani insists Bob Iger is not axing LGBTQ content at all, supporting concerns that Disney is ramping up their LGBTQ content, influenced by DEI hiring practices and the inclusion of forced diverse storylines.
All right, we'll watch the beginning of this video. Alan, you know what to do.
Yeah.
Put it full screen here. We're going to react to it. This is the person that you referenced in the tweet. Mm-hmm. That's from James O'Keefe's Twitter.
I should say the upfront is kind of the intro to this, and then he gets into the conversation.
Yeah, once we get past, we won't play the whole thing, just the intro, which gives you a synopsis. So let's look at it really quick here. This is Jeannie Gurnani, Creative Marketing Director, Disney Entertainment TV. Here we go. Ready?
Yes.
Here we are.
Jeannie Gurnani, the Creative Marketing Director at Disney, was asked about allowing LGBTQ content to be shown to children. Jeannie agreed that he wants children to see the content and that it is, quote, the unspoken thing.
I despise those kind of people that want to accuse of Disney of grooming children. But I also want children to see LGBTQ content. Don't you agree?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. That's the unspoken thing. Am I going to see a drag queen at Disneyland or anything like that? Do you want to do that? Get a drag queen at Disneyland.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. That would be cool.
I'm sure that will happen at some point.
When asked by our OMG undercover journalist if he would authorize drag queens to be present at Disneyland, where children are, mind you, Jeannie the drag queen said, well, he would love to, and it will happen at some point. From classic Disney princesses to drag queens, the transformation of children's programming at the Walt Disney Company is happening. Welcome to the third installment of the Disney Tapes. As we
comment on that, Alan, if you would, from what we've seen so far. This is sort of a tease of what we'll see. The whole report is 12 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. We've known this has been happening. We know that the conversation has been had. It goes back to Frozen, where people would talk about Elsa being lesbian, and I kind of brush that off as people just seeing what they want to see, especially those who kind of see the LGBT agenda growing and think it's bigger than it is. And then from the D-Files, I learned, oh no, those actual conversations did happen, and it's not like they're going to do it, but it's in their back pocket if they wanted to. So the thing that I was thinking about while watching this was, it's not like the drag queen audience is there to make money for their, I mean, how many kids do they have that they want them to go onto Disney Plus, Disney Channel and see drag queens there? More or less, this is Disney imposing the LGBTQ agenda on parents without, and just making that decision and not even doing the research and saying, do parents really want this? Do parents really want their kids exposed to this? They're just saying, no, parents are homophobic if they don't want their kids exposed to it, so we're going to do it for them anyways. And that's going to be a fundamental mistake. And what will they do? They'll just call parents homophobic and then move on and just keep doing what they're doing. And that's what I'm getting from all this. And it's just very frustrating to see that this is the direction Disney's going.
By the way, I love drag queens. I think they're hilarious. I'm a fan of Divine, who's in a lot of John Waters movies. That was played by an actor named Glenn Milstead. Huge fan of Divine for years. I have been to Drag Queen Brunch at Hamburger Mary's on Santa Monica Boulevard. They do a brunch where they give away prizes. Drag Queen Bingo. It's great adult humor. And I would never want to go to a show like that with children present. For one, I don't want kids to hear it. And number two, I don't want the drag queen to hold back because there are kids present, because a lot of drag queen humor is double entendres, right? There's like it's layered humor, and it's often very blue, very sexual. The kids should have no part of it. How is this? Look, for certain things, I love it. Like I said, been watching John Waters movies since I was a teenager, right? But children, I don't think I know I've had friends say, they disagree. I'm sorry, you don't have kids. I never exposed my kid to this kind of stuff. So I'm glad this is coming out, but I don't see Disney changing. It's in the culture. It's deep seated in the culture. Anything else? Let's play a little more of this. Okay, here we go.
We reported in Disney Tapes 1 and 2, Disney has spent recent years focusing more efforts on their seemingly strange take on diversity and less efforts on the type of content and entertainment that one would expect from a once so consistent family-oriented brand. Now, in Disney Tapes 1, we met Disney's Senior Vice President of Business Affairs attorney Michael Giordano. As you'll recall, Michael made it clear that Disney not only blatantly discriminates in their hiring practices, they consistently pass over candidates who are more qualified for candidates who are less qualified, but check the boxes that are consistent with their DEI hiring philosophy.
Certainly, there have been times where, there's no way we're hiring a white male person.
Just kind of unspoken.
There are times when it's spoken, but
this is kind of a rehash of the last report. You guys, will put the link to this in the description for the video. What else do you have to say about this, Alan?
Yeah. It's one thing that they had an audience for it. But to just force it in there, it just shows that it's like they're not trying to attract the audience they want. They're trying they're not trying to attract the audience they have, they're trying to attract the audience they want. And by throwing this out there, they're losing the audience they have, the mainstay that has been holding this company afloat for almost 100, for over 100 years.
Right. Look, when I was a young dad and my kids were little, I would filter things they would watch. But one thing I would never do was check out a Disney. My kids watch Disney Channel. They watch Disney movies. I didn't have to filter it. And then, to see in advance if there was anything objectionable. This is concerning because what it means, Disney is no longer a trusted brand. It's sad to say.
Yeah, I was over at Thad Park Place, Jonas. People were, when Inside Out 2 came out, people just hit them up. Is it safe? Is it safe? Is it safe? And thankful that movie was safe. But just the fact that Disney's gotten to the point where you have to ask that questions just tells you how far they've fallen.
Well, I hope that this gets more attention, that there are some changes that could be made. And look, we're not trying to shut down gay content. Like I said, I love drag queens. I've been to drag shows. They are fun for adults. That's all. That's all. Any final thoughts before we go to comments, Alan?
No, let's do this.
All right, let's start. Let's start in the spirit. Let's start with the bottom and we'll go up.
Okay, great. From MK Solid, Alan should pose as a gay man and go undercover at Disney with his tape recorder.
You think he's not already doing that?
Have I ever told you my gay days story?
Oh, please go.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, this was my wife and I were vacationing at Walt Disney World, and we were going to the Magic Kingdom one day. And by the way, this was the fall after. This was the winter after the Anaheim Angels won the World Series, and so I went there and wore my my Angels T-shirt, and which happened to be red. And we went to the Magic Kingdom, and we found out it was gay days at Magic Kingdom, and everyone was wearing red, including me. And so I was this nice gay man escorting my wife around the Magic Kingdom. And it was back in the time where I guess what you did was when you wore your red shirt, you would put your AOL username on it so people can kind of hook up with you.
By the way, those unofficial days at Disneyland, they are organic. They're put together by fans. There is also, you just sort of know, there's also Bat Days, which is goth kids.
Yeah.
There's
Dapper Days.
Dapper Day. I like Dapper Day. I showed up on Dapper Day one day, not dressed up. It was so cool to see people like from the olden days in fancy wear. I like that.
Yeah. By the way, we had a blast on gay days. At least in the early aughts, the gay people, they were just open, and we were just having great conversations in lines. And so I'm not saying it was a bad thing that day.
It's much better when it's organic and not forced by a corporation. Continuing, we'll start from the bottom again. Here we go.
All right. From Rumble, Larry K 12309 for $1. Thank you for that. Disney stock is plummeting as we speak. I know it has been over the weekend. Professor R2, it's simple. Many parents do not trust Disney anymore, and winning back that trust will take a generation. Yep. Or leadership change. Let's put it that way. Suns and Shadows, Disney, aka the Titanic, already hit the iceberg. It's too late to turn now. Brock Samsonite, some of my best friends are drag queens, but they also never tolerate a child at one of their shows. The Introspect M, that guy on a date getting leading questions where the answers to appeal his date is to agree. Not a fan.
You want me to read it? I think you missed
that one. I'm going crazy.
That's a guy on a date getting leading questions where the answer to appeal to his date is to agree. Not a fan of O'Keefe's approach. I do think it feels staged, some of it. Like, this is a guy on a date trying to appeal to the date. That's what the Introspect M is saying.
And that's what the other two were as well. The other two videos. And I'll say this. I agree with Introspect M. I think I don't think he was necessarily saying that this was Disney policy, but he was definitely led into this conversation and prone to maybe be a little more braggadocious about things.
A lawyer would say those are leading questions.
Mm-hmm.
Let's finish up these last few.
All right, Davina Duckworth, grooming is booming. There you go. That's a t-shirt. Jerry Meister, Disney, you will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. Spidey Sensei 72, this is just gross. Let kids be kids. And let's see. Bill S. Preston Esquire, these guys are trying to get laid. You have to accept that they're going to tell that hot chick or dude what they want to hear.
Yeah, it's
yes.
sad to see, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, let's be real. There's a little bit, there's truth behind it. But yeah, I think I think it's a little bit of a manipulative truth being revealed there.
Yeah. So, but we'll stay on top of it. I think that, has there been any official Disney response to O'Keefe's report?
I've not seen anything.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Other than a lot of LinkedIn accounts being taken down.
For sure. All right. We have a lot, just a few more news stories before we get to Acolyte. Let's look at this here. Here we are. This is something that you put in there, Alan.
Yes. Let me just.
This is sad to see. And
You want me to do it because I actually have the subscription.
Yeah, please. Okay, if you would share that. Let's start over here.
Okay, let me here we go. All right, and let's see, there we go. So I just need to move this window over.
Let's talk about, from the LA Times, Hollywood's exodus, why film and TV workers are leaving Los Angeles. Alan, if you would read the excerpts at the top of the story.
Oh, the excerpts from the...
No, the top, just
okay.
Start reading.
All right. Los Angeles has been a magnet for those chasing their big break in film and TV, drawn by the allure of creative fulfillment and fame. But conversations about the growing exodus are getting louder as escalating housing costs and dwindling career opportunities push many to pursue their dreams elsewhere. The city's entertainment industry workforce has been rocked by a series of unprecedented shocks, from a global pandemic to last summer's double labor strike by writers and actors. And as streaming has boomed as the streaming boom has faded, entertainment companies have hemorrhaged jobs, and network studios and streamers have pared back their programming slates. With the industry in the grips of a slowdown and the cost of living in LA still high, the motto for those struggling to remain in the city has become survive till 25 in hopes of a rebound next year.
Pause for a sec. What indication is there that things will get better?
Well, the only indication to me really is the fact that the strike ended and they're back in production. That's the only thing. And that hopefully this is just the groundswell and that there will be a boom after it. But, you know, let's just be real. The studios are not being aggressive about producing content this year. And will they be next year? That's the question.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of sad. Keep reading, if you would, the next paragraph.
Okay. But many have simply been unable or unwilling to continue to tough it out in a city where rents have risen and home prices linger at an all-time high, up 6% over last year alone, with the potential strike of 60,000 people in the crew member union keeping the industry on edge, not to mention the existing threat of artificial intelligence. Existential threat of artificial intelligence to creative jobs. The uncertainty has driven the growing number of film and TV to seek stability elsewhere. That statement, there's so much packed into that statement as to what the problem is. You know, I could tell you government regulation is a big part of that, of the rising cost of building homes, maintaining homes, and having apartments. You know, this city is going in the wrong direction. It's not going to turn around.
I am not optimistic
Mm-hmm.
because of AI, because profits are down, because fewer people are going to the movies, because of the economy in general. People are cutting costs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very disconcerting all around. I don't see it getting better. Let's look at one more paragraph and we'll wrap it up with comments.
Let's see. Some have left for work in places like Atlanta and New Mexico, which have lured production out of Los Angeles with generous tax incentives. Others have given up on the entertainment business alone and are trying to forge new careers, whether they have moved out of choices or desperation. Uprooted Hollywood workers have inevitably coped with unexpected change, both financially and emotionally. Yeah. This is where I would insert the independent film. The studio system, the economic model of Hollywood is broken. It's severely damaged.
Yes.
And unless you are the top of the top, the best of the best, you are not going to find work in Hollywood. And so if you are a creative and you are striving for excellence in your work, you're going to have to find a different way of finding work here in the entertainment industry, which means you don't have to come to LA. But you're going to have to figure out something that's out of the norm and out of the box if you want to get into this business.
It says here are 3 of their stories. These are people. Could you just scroll down and briefly just give us the names and briefly like tell us about them real quick?
Okay.
The comments are amazing. I see you. We'll get to you quickly. Just a moment.
I see you.
So
Yes.
Let's go to this real quick.
Okay. So this
this
is Robbie Pianitanata. I probably said that wrong, but he did everything from cinematography, editing, to directing, visual effects, and scoring. He calls himself a jack of all trades. It goes through his credits here, but
he's an indie filmmaker too. He doesn't need to be here to make an indie film.
Yeah, but opportunities grew more scarce, and his annual income dropped from around $150,000 at its peak to closer to $80,000 to today, which is telling you, I mean, $80,000 is not enough to live in LA. $150,000 is barely enough to live in LA. And he talks a bit about how he would get work, but what he's being paid is dwindling as well. The price he's able to charge is going down, which makes it even more difficult. And he talks about moving out. He moved to in Mississippi. He made $2,500 a day shooting commercials. When he got to LA, he was lucky to get $500 or $800 doing the same work. Jennifer Brody, 44. She's been in the business for a long time, since 2001. Worked on Harry Potter, Fast and Furious, Ocean's 11. Let's see. She hit the ground running. She was able to get work. She did very well working for the Weinstein Company. I'm pretty sure it's post Harvey, but let me see. Let's see. Growing up in pop culture, obsessive in Roanoke. All the writers we read were old white dudes. It didn't just see myself represented, so it goes there. Let's see. She's already credited. So she's basically finding little bits of work here and there, but then she's gone on to start her own science fiction novel series.
The theme with these people is they're all doing things that they created.
Yeah.
The guy you just talked about makes indie films.
Yeah. And then Talia Brahms here, she also moved to LA and then found she made just as much money as a beekeeper than she did working in Hollywood. It's, I don't know, as I was reading this there was just this sense that the privilege it is to work in Hollywood, and how that privilege is not being it's almost as if nowadays people go to Hollywood and demand that someone hire them. This is where we got into this whole DEI thing, and I think this is why we're seeing such inflated costs, especially with the Acolyte. You have a woman that hits in Leslie Headland, a woman who hits a certain demographic, which was being a lesbian, and so they just poured out the money, gave her everything she wanted, and she hadn't earned her spot as a legit Hollywood writer. And this is the show we get. And there's this demand that people have that because I'm not an old white guy, you need to hire me. And in fact, for reparations, you need to pay me a lot of money. And they're showing that they can't handle it. And I think studios are getting wise. And that I think Leslie Headland is the last of, well, I wouldn't say that. Disney's just going to keep hiring these people. But I think the other studios are they're being forced to hire people who actually have experience, actually have talent, and actually have pursue excellence. And for everyone else who thought they could just coast on their identity, it's time for you either to put up or shut up.
Well, I'll say this for people who work in the industry, it's seasonal work.
Mm-hmm.
Most people who work in entertainment, they're all freelance.
Right.
And maybe work 6 months of the year. Now, you get paid well during that 6 months, but after the job is done, there's a fear that I might not work for another 3-6 months or a year. So a lot of my friends live very cheaply, learn to be frugal. So that's the message, or have their own side project.
Yeah.
Let's
learn to save between projects. And those are your actors and writers, producers. They don't see movies, they don't see money until that movie is sold, and so they're working for free for a very long time with the hope that the movie they're making is gonna get picked up by somebody.
Let's go to your comments here, starting from the bottom. Here we go.
All right, from Goof R35. Hollywood is stupidly broken, and most studios like Disney just spend way too much and bring nothing in return. Ron is wrong. Ron is wrong.
Did you say Wong?
Wong, yes.
Okay.
Streaming killed the movie star.
Hey, Script.
Script. At first, we were getting a shift towards streaming by way of a studio push. Now with AI and the economy, people will be relegated to cheaper entertainment options.
That's true.
Yeah, it's going to affect what we get. Henson is trying to sell Charlie Chaplin's movie studio lot. Interesting. Wow, that's sad. In case anyone knows, Jim Henson Studios, they own the Charlie Chaplin lot off of I think it's Sunset or Hollywood Boulevard. Imagine whining for more money when you haven't done anything productive in years. From world-renowned GeoHound, Chris, are you having a crummy day? You seem not in the best of moods. We all have sucky days. Hang in there, Chris. And much love to you and yours. And be sweet to Alan.
Well, if Alan can improve the reading skills on the super chats, I will be really pleased. But I'm actually in a good mood. I'm exhausted. I did a 3-hour stream with Gary, barely had time to eat. And then I actually feel kind of sick, but I'm a professional, so I'm here. But I really appreciate the concern. I appreciate it. I'm like all business. Let's go. Right, Alan?
Yes. And I'll just say I have to work harder than most to read. So
what are you talking about?
Oh, you have no idea what I'm actually seeing versus what I'm reading. Yeah. Last week there was a word that came up. I was about to say chocolate. It's like, that's not chocolate. Okay. From John.
I love Alan. Stop it. The whole, I don't know how many times do I have to say it? I'm fine. I gotta tell Gary I can do 2.5 hours, but I'm done. I need break to eat.
Yeah.
So barely made it.
Yeah.
But
all
as
right.
Bill Esquire says,
no, we haven't. Okay.
Look, can you read that from Bill Esquire?
Dice locks eyes no X nays.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
Hey, 26 more subscribers to get to 125,000.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We're getting there. So
yeah.
All right. And John Kokoza here.
Hey, chat, over 1,000 people watching and only 57 likes. Not even 10%. Hit that like button for the Film Thread team. Does not help the channel. It does help the channel. Let's get the likes up to over 200. Great advice there. Thanks, everyone. Do what you can. That's all I'm saying. Solomon Thornton. Atlanta and Texas are becoming another place for filmmaking. A lot of places are becoming places for filmmaking. Hollywood is, again, it's broken. You don't need to be here to make a movie.
Yeah, and I'll just say there are super chats related to Acolyte. We will get to those when we talk Acolyte. Yeah. A couple more things I want to get to real quick. 2 more quick news stories, quick hits. Let's do this one. Can you bring that up, Alan?
Yes.
That was your suggestion. While you're doing that, look for it and put that up. If you would.
Do you have room for another hot dog, Mr. Ng?
Unless you can slip it in real quick.
I can't believe you would do that, Alan.
And happy 4th, everybody.
Happy 4th.
If you're having hot dogs tomorrow, slip it in real quick.
And more news. Let's go, Alan. Put that
All
on.
right. All right, let's do this. Speaking of Horizon actor Michael Rooker defends Kevin Costner's film after dismal box office debut. Get over that crap, TikTok, and learn how to watch real cinema. There he is, Michael Rooker, Yondu, also from Walking Dead. Kevin Costner's Horizon franchise got off to a dismal start at the box office, with the first of 4 planned movies debuting at just 11 million at the box office. Rooker says, I'm going to skip that, caught on TMZ after the film's lackluster opening weekend, urged moviegoers to quit TikTok and give real cinema a chance. It's real cinema, folks. Be prepared. We ain't used to that shit, Rooker said. We're used to 90-minute movies. Everything is 90 minutes. Give me a break. Get over that shit. Let's watch a movie that actually tells a story where you learn about people and grow like them or hate them. It's not all fast and cut.
I'm Mary Poppins, bitch. Yeah, I love Michael Rooker.
He's going against your 90-minute complaint here.
But here's what it is. Remember when we made fun of Martin Scorsese when he mocked Marvel movies? He said they're not really movies. They're like theme park rides. Seems kind of like people have come around and realized, oh, wait, a lot of this stuff is just garbage. And I do think a lot of it has to do with streaming. We have not reviewed the new Beverly Hills Cop movie, Axel F, or is it? Yeah. It's basically Beverly Hills Cop 4. This is what Scorsese was saying when he was talking about Marvel movies, and streaming has changed the way we look at movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's and Michael Rooker is like, whatever you think of Horizon, it's a different kind of experience. We reviewed it on the channel already, but this is important. It's an important discussion. Is cinema, real cinema, going to survive? Alan?
I think, I want to believe cinema is going to survive. Let's put it that way. I think cinema deserves to survive for the sake of humanity. And I think there has to be a reteaching of the youth of what a movie is. It's not TikTok. It's not fast edits. There are times where you want to watch something where the story breathes, where you have character development, where it's not all about flashing images put in front of your face, but there's a story being told. I have to believe that has to survive, and I believe that we, as the older generation, kind of have to pass that on to the younger generation, because we haven't done a good job of doing that.
Well, look, I am not a snob. I'm not an elitist. I love a good exploitation movie. I can't wait to see Maxine, right? Pearl and X, that trilogy. I like trauma films and full moon movies, but those, I know what I'm getting. It's like when you go to Burger King, you're there for a Whopper or McDonald's or fast food. That's fine. Or a drive-in movie. I like that. But cinema is something altogether different. So I just think it's a balance. But it is sort of sad to see. And Rooker has a point. Although I don't like those TMZ type of in your face. What do you think about this real quick? They tend to be just clickbait interviews.
Although I've seen Michael Rooker at Q&As, and he's just like this.
He's awesome. He is so good.
Yeah, but he'll get in your face.
Yeah,
and he'll swear up a storm.
He gives no F's. He doesn't care and just tells it like it is.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, like I said, my daughter's favorite movies from last year, the big one being American Fiction. It's a movie I had to drag her to see. Because on her own, she wouldn't have seen it. On her own, she would never have her friends go see it. The Holdovers was another one. I had to drag her to see that movie, and when she saw it, it's like it opened her mind to what cinema is. We're gonna review Daddy-O. Daddy-O is her favorite movie so far this year, and it's just two people talking the entire movie. You know that it just shows that the youth aren't conditioned to watch movies like this. You know, they're conditioned to watch movies that are essentially 90-minute TikTok videos.
Let's go to your comments about all of this. And we got one more news story I want to do. So here we go.
Yeah. All right. From Nakaman, abuser of Streamlabs. Hey, for 2, saw Horizon with my dad. It was excellent. Yeah, I'm actually excited to show my dad Horizon.
You got to take your dad, Alan.
Yeah. Well, let's be real. When I get a screener, if I get a screener,
well,
or
at least watch it with him.
Yeah. I think he'll love it. From Mateus FP, new member, welcome aboard. Join us on Discord, and maybe Chris will join us one day on Discord as well. From Mass Crave, my dad and I tried to go see Horizon on Sunday. All 3 showings for the day were sold out. Yeah,
wow.
I hope it's a slow burn and that it'll just pick up over time. Let's see. Anarkitty 83, old man yells at cloud. He's right, though. Yeah.
And Anarkitty 83 has one of the best curated, one of the best commentary on Twitter. I love it. I try not to like all of her tweets because I don't want her to think I'm stalking her.
Yeah.
So just to be clear, I read the tweets. I don't like everyone.
But you like everyone.
I do like everyone, but I won't. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
Now X won't reveal that you like them all. So
that's true.
Yeah.
That's good.
Solomon Thornton, Beverly Hills Cop 4 should have been in theaters.
It is in theaters in LA. It's playing at the Egyptian and
the Netflix theater.
Yeah, and like one other theater. So it is in a theater.
That doesn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Netflix has been on record. Movies, theater, the theater business cannibalizes Netflix streaming. So that's why they don't go to theaters.
True.
All right. Johnny Skinwalker. I feel like the whole concept was misplaced. Wait till Westerns are a thing in theaters before 4 movies on 3 hours each. Does not make financial sense. Horizon makes more sense on streaming. I get what you're saying, but you have to watch this on a big screen.
He's right. It's a streaming show and a very good one. It should have been a show. This is not a movie format. Like, it just would work better on television.
Look, if it wasn't so dense in story, I would probably disagree with you, but I get it. But at the same time, you and I saw it on a big screen. You want to see that on a small screen?
Yeah, it makes me want to go to Montana and ride horses.
Yeah.
Good question here from Geek Truth 64, member for 14 months. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thoughts on bringing an intermission for 4-hour films?
They need it. These Indian movies, like we just saw Kalki 2898 AD, there was an intermission, at least where you saw it, Alan.
Yeah, we got 10-minute intermission.
RRR had an intermission for some of the screenings, not all. The last big movie I recall having an intermission was Gandhi in the 80s. Like Magnolia could have used an intermission. Oppenheimer, there's a natural point.
Yes, there is.
There's a perfect place for an intermission. Go to the bathroom, get more refreshments, like have fewer trailers at the top. Instead of 20 minutes of trailers, 10 minutes, then put another 10 minute in the middle of trailers and with a little countdown clock of an intermission. Yeah. That would be great.
Or a promo code for the concession stand.
Or a promo code for a discount for the Film Threat shop. Go to use the code Star Wars is Dead for 15% off store-wide at the Film Threat shop for a limited time. Get our exclusive Funeral for a Franchise shirt. Right there. It's a limited time, only for the next week. So yeah, use that code. Thank
I will
you.
say the movie before RRR that I actually had an intermission was Gone with the Wind. There was an intermission in that one.
One last super chat. We have one last news story before we go Acolyte. Here we go, Alan.
All right. Nakmaman, abuser of Streamlabs, for $5. I saw Rooker at a convention. He whipped out a microphone and serenaded happy birthday to a booth girl. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Michael Rooker, his career is explained by this. First, he's very good. Mm-hmm. Secondly, he's fun to hang out with. Why do you think James Gunn hired him all the time? Mm-hmm. Right? Like he's worked so much. He's one of those character actors that works a lot. So yeah. He's I've seen him at cons too. He is super nice. Everybody.
Yeah. So one of the saddest moments was when they killed him in Walking Dead.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a tough one.
Yeah. Oh my God. With Norman Reedus, his brother.
Oh, yeah, they shoot him in the face. And
sad. So, all right. I see your super chats here. So we're going to put up this story here about Jenny Nicholson. Alan, could you put that up?
Yeah. Okay.
While you do that, I'm going to.
Yeah. So let me just say probably the gayest thing about me is I love musicals.
I never get memed. It's always Alan.
Because you don't put stuff out there like I do.
That's true. I don't dance.
Yeah. And by the way, there are 3 Sondheim musicals being performed in Southern California, and my daughter and I are going to be seeing all 3. So that's how much we love musicals.
Oh, and by the way, Wicked is back at the Pantages in December.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Hey, if you have seen the Jenny Nicholson critique of the Disney's Galactic Starcruiser, it is if you scroll back to the top, it's a 4-hour long review that is so well researched with so much passion. She is the type of fan that is non-corporate, that she should have a job at Disney theme parks. She is a theme park aficionado and knows everything and gets down into so much detail about it that why is she not working for Disney? I don't know. But Alan, if you would, and I've watched that video, it's so chef's kiss, see it. But the New York Times saw fit to do an article about her video.
Yeah, the critics at the New York Times are doing an article on the critic of the Star Wars Galactic Hotel.
That's true. That's true. If you would read this for a second.
All right. One of the most captivating pieces of entertainment I've seen so far this year is a 4-hour-long YouTube video in which one woman describes her stay at the Disney World Hotel, at a Disney World Hotel. I'm as shocked by this as anyone. To be clear, I was initially reticent when my partner encouraged me to watch Jenny Nicholson's epic, The Spectacular Failure of the Star Wars Hotel, which breaks down in microscopic detail her visit to Disney's Star Wars Galactic Cruiser. During the experience, now closed, guests on vacation were encouraged to live out their George Lucas dreams by participating in a role-playing game while staying on a structure on the outskirts of the park near Orlando, Florida. I question the George Lucas dreams, but let's move on. Jenny Nicholson's monologue, which runs longer than Lawrence Arabia, has been viewed more than 7 million times since it was uploaded last month and has been the talk of social media. Yet I was still unprepared for how absolutely riveting it was. While it highlights a litany of problems with the hotel itself, the video can also be viewed as a diagnosis of the entertainment industry's current ills writ large. Her inner frustration, Nicholson becomes a valiant truth teller, clearly articulating how corporate greed betrays loyal fans to sell a cheaper, less emotionally enriching product. And she does this against the backdrop of stuffed animals while wearing various costumes, including at one point a giant suit resembling a porg, the puffin-like creatures in The Last Jedi. Does she do that here? Is that the one?
What's that?
The porg? Is this the porg outfit? No. Okay. Just commenting. There you go. There's the picture. Nicholson is a great storyteller, even in Twi'lek's head tails and a Rhodian beanie. Oh, that was the one. She lands somewhere between a friend letting you in on some great gossip and a Homerian poet of the 21st century pop culture, engaging in oral traditions of the ancients only. The subject is theme parks and Star Wars. Here's why the abridged version of what she's talking. Here's a abridged version. Do you want me to go through all that, or?
Yeah, give a quick. Did you see the video? It's so good.
Oh, I saw Jay Drunk 3PO's analysis of the video. His 7-hour video of this.
I watched it. It was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. So if you have not seen the video, here's why it is significant. One, it has 11 million views. That was last count, right? 11 million views. Two, she breaks it down. She's not vindictive. She's not being hateful. She gives her personal experience as a huge fan and walks you through it. By the way, if you've not seen it, this is what the video looks like here, right here. So find that video and also, so if you're looking at that, okay, there it is. That's the thumbnail. This is what, there's a character in the Acolyte that looks just like her. This is it. That is a tribute to her, if you ask me. It's Jenny Nicholson.
But it's not, right?
Well, it isn't her per se,
right?
But it's like I think it's a nod to her.
Mm-hmm.
So, Alan, what are your thoughts since you saw the analysis video about this? The fact that it got so much traction, and the other thing is, because Disney has been trying to shut this video down. They keep copyright claiming pieces of it. Mm-hmm. It's legit commentary, right? Yeah. She doesn't even know how much money she will get, if anything. And she only puts out a few videos a year now. So your thoughts?
I mean, this video is so well researched.
Yes.
I mean, obviously it's off of her personal experience as well, but she dives deep. And I think, for Disney to go after her it just reinforces the fact that everyone at Disney has a massive ego, and the slightest criticism, they have to attack you for it. The fact, I've never seen the company so vindictive against criticism. And I think from what I heard of the video, because I only got through 3.5 hours of Jay's analysis of this, it just felt honest, felt open, and it didn't feel vindictive on her part by any ways. And the thing that stuck out to me about her experience was, she got screwed over a lot on the Starcruiser. She was promised things that she never got. She was promised things that she paid for that she never got. And because of who she is and her influence, Disney wound up paying her back.
No, here's what she did. Yeah. She complained through the correct channels.
Right.
She complained. So one, there was a photo package she purchased and she got nothing. She bought a droid and had it shipped back to her. She did not get those things. She went through the correct complaint channels. No results. So finally, she complains on social media. They notice she has a huge following, and they immediately took care of it. She got the droid, and she got a refund. But only because she complained and she has a big following. For other people that don't have big followings, what happens to them?
They get
What
screwed.
What happens to Alan Ng?
Yeah.
What
What
happened
happened to me?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I don't buy add-ons, because
The add-ons are a ripoff. But she was not vindictive or angry. Here's the thing. She wanted to love it. She wanted to love. She was sold. She was there. She cosplayed. She was there to do the little, scavenger hunt. She wanted to participate. She was let down at every turn. If Disney was smart, pay her $1 million and hire her. Hire her. She knows what she's talking about. She is a theme park nerd. I mean it as a compliment. She is very smart and she is detail oriented in a way that the people who actually worked on it failed. They're all corporate. They don't even understand the thing they are selling. Jenny does. So I'm saying this as watch her video and tell me that's what you would do. Hire a fan. Lucasfilm used to do that.
Yeah.
In the days. Seriously.
I know. I understand that part.
There's a woman. You might know who this person is. Mary Franklin. Mary Franklin is a super fan of Star Wars. That Lucasfilm, before Disney, hired to work on Star Wars Celebration. She was just a fan. They hired her. Okay. Bijou Trimble. Do you know who that is?
No.
She was a super fan of Star Trek that did writing campaigns to keep Star Trek going, and Gene Roddenberry friended her. The people at Disney, they hire people who know marketing, but they could market beer, chicken, hamburgers, Star Wars. I do marketing. They don't get it. They don't get it. She gets it. So,
it makes me think, but I hear Gary and you guys talk about how Disney Star Wars is the way it is. Because they didn't want to pay royalties to George Lucas. They didn't want to pay royalties to the Timothy Zahn, to all the other people. Can you imagine if they had paid royalties and made Star Wars Land, based on the original trilogy? Yeah, just what if they just spent another $1 million on it and just let Lucas have his way, give Lucas the money, use these old characters? I would have to believe that these projects would have succeeded, that they would actually have made money as opposed to massively lose money for trying to go the cheap way out and not pay the people who created these things.
Yeah, it's it used to be that when corporations had a property they didn't understand, they brought in fans who did. Now they'll hire anyone with a marketing degree who can market whatever it is. And I think the skills that a marketing person has, anyone can learn them. Anyone can learn that. Anyone. It's not special.
Right.
What someone like a Jenny Nicholson or a Mary Franklin who ran Star Wars Celebration, or a Bijou Trimble from the Star Trek fandom, if you know who those people are, they contributed so much to fandom because they started as fans. Then they learned marketing and corporate. They can learn that. That's all teachable. But being a real fan isn't teachable, and you can't fake it. And that's what she proves.
Yeah.
So
I can tell you, Disney used to be that way. The first D23 was an amazing event. Why? Because the sole goal was to wow the fans. They knew what fans wanted. They brought out Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow. They brought out Nick Cage and said, "Hey, do you want to make National Treasure 3?" For crying out loud, they had a Muppet panel where we got to learn about their newly acquired Muppets. And then after the panel, they said, "Hey, if you want to stick around, you're gonna get a chance to meet Fozzie, Gonzo, and Pepe. And it was like, damn, I'm gonna go meet Gonzo, Fozzie, and Pepe because they knew that's what fans wanted. You go to D23 now; it's a corporate shill event. It's a corporate marketing.
Oh,
event.
D23 is the worst.
Mhm.
All the lines, the lines to the store, like
It's not special anymore. It's not special anymore.
It's not special. It's super corporate, and it's this is what every franchise is. The death of a franchise is to make it corporate instead of organic and for the fans.
Right.
Let's go to the comments here. We have to talk about Acolyte. We'll start from the bottom. That's the theme of the show today.
Okay, great theme. From Phone Punk, imagine paying $4 billion for an IP and not even use the music in your theme park. How much was it going to cost you to get the original music in the theme park?
Yeah.
Was it worth it? Was it worth not paying that money? From Dave T. Get. Okay. As a big Star Wars fan, I still would not pay that much money for a hotel stay. Yeah, that we've talked ad nauseum about that one. Cass, again, you could get Jenny on the show if she would appear. You should get Jenny on the show.
Get Jenny. Yeah. By the way, I've been on a podcast with Jenny. She was on a panel of mine at WonderCon. So I know her. We're not like friendly, like friends, but right. I know her, and I don't think she does live streams. I don't think she's just, I just think it's not, she doesn't feel comfortable. She was even uncomfortable doing the panel. She's not a real public person, even though she's on YouTube. So I could ask, I guess I could DM her. We follow each other. She probably muted me or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something you said, something you did.
Yeah, well, get in line.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to show this. Sorry. Yeah, there it is. There's me, Gonzo, Fozzie, Pepe. Dave Goles was back there. You actually got to talk to them. This is what Disney did for us fans.
And a photo with you and your daughter, and you're doing the meme. I don't want to say it.
Yes.
All right, more comments with this one.
Yes, from Gof R35. The Galactic Starcruiser found at your local Men in Black impound lot. World-renowned GeoHound, poor Alan. He has to read so much. You have no idea. You have no idea. From Brock,
we both have our roles.
I know. You're just, Brock Samsonite. She went and spent her own money. She took the hit for everybody.
That's true. She has cred. Mm-hmm. She did not take a free trip as others had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we've heard those stories where
Disney, and they're all
Disney leaned on them. Let's put it that way. Gung Ho Mac, Jay broke down the 4-hour video in an 8-hour stream. Yeah, I know.
I listened to every moment.
Oh my god!
And I had already watched her video, and I listened to Jay. He added perspective. It was great. So, all right, let's now finally get to it. Here, it's time for the Acolyte episode 6. It's here. The power of one. The power of two. The power of many. The power of one. The power of two. The power of many.
No other collection gives you the feeling of pure moods.
I'm in a pure mood right now. Let's talk about the Acolyte episode 6, where not much happens in light of the decimating deaths of all the Jedi in episode 5. Alan, give us the quick synopsis. When I said I was tired. I'm tired. So apologies, folks. Don't feel sorry for me. Don't feel sorry. I'm just talking on YouTube. Alan, give us the quick synopsis.
All right. Well, after the aftermath of the Jedi massacre from one Smilo Ren, Osha finds herself in a strange cave. And she doesn't know where she is. She sees the clothes of a Jedi, maybe a Jedi master, laying next to her. She follows him, and there's Smilo Ren walking out to a nice, warm mineral water bath. I guess that's what we're going to call it. And they have a little encounter there. Meanwhile, over on Kofar, Sol thinks he has Osha with him. It's actually May. And he's trying to reach the High Council to tell him that there was a massacre, and he's having trouble with the communications. And so Osha/May has to fix things. And May is preparing to kill Saul when she can.
We think.
Well, I know, but okay. This is a stupid show. So as Smilo Ren is undressing down to nothing, May is off in the bushes watching him remove his clothes slowly, revealing the supple ridge between his butt cheeks, and then he goes into the water, and she grabs his lightsaber, points it at him like a gun, and he says, what is it? He says something stupid, and this is kind of where where their relationship begins. And he begins to slowly groom her toward the dark side. Yet over on the ship, Sol has a confession to make. Once he figures out that this is May, he has a confession to make, which I believe will be episode 7, what that confession is. And then the Jedi Master Venestra, she literally whips it out. So that's what happens in episode 6.
That's a quick, but you forgot it.
What did I forget?
You forgot something. Star Wars just had its first Me Too moment.
Mm-hmm.
Ironic that it comes from Leslie Headland, who worked with Harvey Weinstein as an assistant. The stranger strips naked, takes a little salt bath, emerges naked from the bath, and says, "Can I just get my clothes on?" She looks at his
wiener.
Bear saber. What?
His wiener. Sorry.
What?
Hey, say your thing because it's clean.
No, go ahead.
She views the wiener, the Sith wiener.
That just seems a little odd. Nudity in Star Wars. Now, it was suggested nudity. We didn't see it. It was all suggested. But wow, so much about this episode was just not much happened. It got to the point where something was gonna happen, and wait till next week.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Alan?
Okay, well, I mean, I mentioned it at the end of episode 3. Episode 3 was so amazingly horrible, and episode 3 killed Star Wars. That what really does the next few episodes mean? And this is just one of those where things happen and they don't mean a whole lot. And the reason I say that is, what was the whole point of this episode? I guess it was to get a conversation going between Smilo Ren and Osha. And then it was all this also to build up Saul's guilt, which ends with him saying, "I got something to tell you." I mean, that's this episode. I'll mention the thing about the Me Too moment. Let's reverse roles here. It's essentially a teen sex comedy where the boys hang out in the bushes watching the girls swim naked. They would tell us that was wrong. They would tell us that was misogynistic. They would complain about the male gaze. But when a woman does it, and she does it to beautiful music, it's okay.
Yeah, first of all, what was so bad about the male gaze anyways? They're already doing the female gaze in
Right.
movies now.
And she gets full glimpse of his wiener, of his pecker.
I'm all for it. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Female gaze, fine. Have shirtless, naked guys, but let's reciprocate. Amanda Stenberg is, by all accounts, a stunningly beautiful woman. But you wouldn't know that if you only watch The Acolyte. That haircut looks so bad on her. It doesn't compliment her. It doesn't work. That haircut only looks good on one human being on Earth, and that's Rick James.
And Bo Derek.
And Bo Derek. But only those two people. And they give her these dumpy clothes to cover her very attractive body. She did that music video. She's gorgeous. She is a gorgeous, attractive woman.
Yes. And she knows how to use that body to accentuate her music.
I am equal opportunity when it comes to sexy actors. Men and women, allow women to be sexy in film. Look at this. When you see them do the press tour or red carpets, the women always dress up. Mini skirts, heels, very provocative, like plunging, necklines. Like they're always super hot because they make them look ugly in the movies. I'm tired of it. So
yeah, I mean that's what I was thinking watching it. It's like, if you're gonna say that the male gaze is bad or the male gaze is wrong, and that these teen sex comedies of the 80s and 90s were wrong, and then you go and do it yourself, and you do, and then you complain, well, you guys did it long ago, it's about time it was our turn, then that's fine. Let's just call it truth and say we both can do it.
Exactly.
Because when you say, well, you guys were doing it long ago, the sound is like, it's like you're getting revenge on us, when the reality is it's just you want equity. You as many boobs as we have seen on screens, now women want penises. So let's balance it out. If you have a penis, let's have a boob, and vice versa. Let's just get away with the false pretenses here and just do it. Let's just have fun in movies again.
Well, like it was in House of the Dragon, a son for a son. How about a boob for something else?
Yeah.
But no, look, this was like a bridge episode to, but I found some things stood out to me as kind of lame. The Stranger, which I still think he's going to have a name. I think he will be Plagueis.
That's
serious. Or something like that. There'll be some connection to the prequels.
Yeah.
The other
I
thing
think
is,
it has to be because it has to be a connection, and it's going to be one of those two.
He carries around a gym bag like he's going to Equinox to work out. It looked like what I love about Star Wars or good fantasy fiction, whatever, is a like otherworldliness. He looked like he was coming back from working out at the gym. It looked stupid. I hated it. Ugh. It was awful. There were so many details. What else, Alan?
Okay. So on the planet, on Kofar, there's these beetles. They're very large. They're very aggressive. And I believe that the only reason they exist in this show is so that Jedi can kill them.
Yeah.
I mean, and the other thing is, so here it is. Venestra reveals the whip. And she does it because a beetle attacks her from behind. That is our introduction of the whip. The question I have is, could she have done that with a lightsaber? Because if the answer is yes, then the reveal of the whip means nothing. And that's what I got in this episode. That whip is supposed to look really cool. It's supposed to look really menacing because that sets Venestra up against everyone else. But she uses it to slice a beetle in half, which Soul did in episode 4. So, we had two different weapons doing the exact same thing. The whole point of that was that there's this lightsaber whip. It's supposed to look really cool. It's supposed to be the great equalizer, and yet it's revealed in a way that it does exactly what a lightsaber would do. And so this is what Star Wars does, is that it thinks that it's going to do something cool, and in reality is just something plain.
A couple things. One, it was revealed that on the stranger's back looks like whip marks.
Oh, really? Could
there be a connection there?
How did I not make that connection? Great. Thanks, Leslie.
Was the stranger the Padawan to
Venestra?
her? Yeah, Venestra. Because he mentioned he was a Jedi and left, right? So
she was abusive. She was an abusive Jedi.
A
white woman against an Asian man.
Yeah. What happened there?
I know.
It's so funny. Here's how I feel about the Acolyte now. I've gotten to the point where, let's say you and I have been playing a game of Clue for hours, and I'm so tired of playing it. Like, just tell me who killed who with what weapon in what room. I'm done. Like, dragging out the reveal, which is going to be disappointing. I want it over with. 2 more weeks and we're done. But
well, there's this thing that when I do an improv show, you do a scene, and the scene could be about asking someone out on a date, or it could be about I'm going to divorce you, something like that. And the scene plays out where the entire audience knows where it's going to end. Oh, he's going to ask her out, or he's going to ask for a divorce. And the whole scene becomes this idea of delaying the inevitable, where the audience gets bored because they know where you're going, but you just need to stretch things out so you can say funny things. That's what this is. This is delaying the inevitable. The audience, I believe we've already ended the show. We already know how this is going to end, or pretty close to it. And they're just delaying the inevitable. The next episode where there's a flashback potentially, that's just filler at this moment. We kind of know what's going to happen when it gets there. Venestra is the look, remember where he says, why are you doing this? And he goes, well, it's the power of 2. Well, right. Let me guess how it's going to end. With the power of many.
It'll be the power of May and Osha, and then many.
I think when that last episode comes about, the word that's going to come out is you're going to see the greatest twin fight ever.
And one will get killed, but we won't know which.
Yeah.
So real quick, we're going to give our theories and go to the comments. But reminder, Wednesday, July 17th, on the 69th anniversary of Walt Disneyland, Funeral for a Franchise on this channel, a global event. You can participate. Look up the hashtag Star Wars Funeral, and you can check that out. I'm going to show you a quick tease here of what you're about to see right here. Well, there you go, Alan. There you go.
Yeah.
And
it's
also,
kind of like an homage to Monty Python, I think.
In order to celebrate, we have merch. Funeral for a Franchise shirts and mugs are on sale. You can get it, and just for the next week, a limited time, we have an offer code. Use code Star Wars is Dead for 15% off store-wide. Pick up a shirt or a mug or anything else in the store. And on the back of the shirt is a very, I would say, apropos quote from Yoda. So check it out. Great shirt designed by Atomic Lori.
Yeah, I just bought mine, in fact.
I got mine as well. I'll wear it next week. I can't wait.
If mine
So-
arrives, I'll wear it next week.
All right. Cool. So wrapping up Acolyte episode 6 before we go to your comments. Your theory on how this is all gonna end.
Okay, so I talked about the greatest twin fight ever. I think we'll see that. I think the thing I locked in on with this episode is how a Sith Lord will turn a Jedi Padawan over to become their acolyte, the Power 2. And I'm trying to find parallels between how Palpatine did it with Anakin versus how Smilo is doing it with Osha. And I feel like there are two different motivations there. Palpatine did it out of sheer the need for sheer power, because he needs that acolyte by his side. Here it just seems more like a sympathy battle. We're both oppressed. The Jedi have been lying to us, so let's be oppressed together. The power of 2, and then they'll be defeated by the power of many.
I think one of the mothers will return. I think that in a final fight, I think that the reveal in the flashback will show that Soul made a bad decision, that the Jedi were involved in the witch's extinction, but it was provoked. You remember how Anastasia could control Torben? Something will happen that will provoke a fight, and the Jedi will have done something bad and covered it up.
So based on what we've seen, I think when it all comes down, Venestra is somewhere in the background with Smilo next to her. And that's,
that one of the mothers will be revealed to be the actual master. And when the stranger reveals his name, it will be Plagueis. It could be Palpatine. Who knows?
I think so.
Young Palpatine was a strapping young man.
Mm-hmm.
So these are my theories.
A strapping young Asian man.
Yes. And Venestra will be somehow involved or responsible. So there you go. But all I can say is this: no matter what my predictions are, guaranteed it will be awful.
Well, let me ask you this.
Based on what we've seen.
Let's assume next episode 7 is the flashback. How satisfied do you think we'll be when things are finally revealed? Do you think it'll be a moment of cleverness and brilliance upon Headland's part, or will it be something so out there that we'll be scratching our heads at the end?
I think that a week later, we're not going to talk about it again. That's how memorable it will be. My prediction. And look, it's just, take all what you would say are the DEI things, take all of those away.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a bad show.
Yeah, exactly.
It's it. And other shows that check off the same boxes are really good. Like House of the Dragon. Like you could say, Andor. They check the same boxes. Mm-hmm. They're good shows.
Did you feel Fallout was the same way?
Yes, except I hate the ending, but whatever. That ending wasn't bad because of DEI. It was just bad. Yeah. So, but it was a really good show up until the end.
Yeah. I forgot who talked about it, but it seems like the people who are going after us, YouTubers who talk about this incessantly, that they're doing it out of just fighting with the chuds, so to speak, versus actually having seen the show and can come up with actual good points as to why they like the show so much.
Yeah, the chuds is the big. Are we chuds?
Yeah, well, in their eyes, I'm pretty sure we are.
All right, that's weird. Let's get to your comments here.
Right.
But I have a quick thing I want to show because tomorrow is 4th of July. I think there's something I need to share. And this ties into what we were talking about earlier about boobs. I love breasts. Women look at other women's breasts. gay men love breasts, one thing that could unite the world is breasts and cleavage. I really believe that. I truly believe in breasts. Your comments now, starting with super chats.
All right. Oh, we're not starting from the bottom.
Start
From XR Coon for 5. At this point, do you think there will be anything that will push the Weatherman and KK out of power?
No.
No.
There will be thousands of people who will lose their jobs before them.
Yep. All right. From D for 5. Jar Jar Binks is a masterpiece compared to these ejaculate characters.
Very funny there. I see what you did.
Let's see. Gotta scroll down here.
Super
Okay.
chats?
From a great U.S. treasure hunt for 5. If only there were an eyewitness to the murder of the Jedi, a Force ghost, if you will, to solve the mystery of who made ghosts out of these Jedi.
Well, we didn't learn until later that becoming a ghost with the Force is a skill that must be learned.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is possible in this time period of Star Wars.
Because it seems like there had to be an intention in your death versus a sudden death.
Right.
Obi-Wan kind of
he chose that path.
Yeah, he chose Luke, I guess. Darth, Anakin ultimately.
Obi-Wan Torbend is what you could say. Obi-Wan Torbend.
That's right. Okay. From Gung Ho Mac, member for 9 months. Thank you for support. OSHA, what a big saber you have for an Asian. Sith, I have to use both hands. No, you don't.
Oh my God.
No, you don't.
Thanks for that, Gung Ho.
One is fine enough. From Christoph Reed for a new member, thank you for joining us. From Eric K for 2. Make boobs and butts great again in movies and television. That should go on a red hat.
I think Alan would agree.
Yeah. Like I said, put it on a red hat. Jay for $2. I'm Rick James, bitch. Unity.
Prepare her for our pleasure.
Can't believe you said that, Alan.
Yeah, and I can't believe you play that when we have female guests joining us.
Yeah, true.
All right. Thomas Pickett for 5. The whip only worked with one character, Zorro, the gay blade.
It's a classic movie. I love it. Thanks, Thomas.
Yes. All right. From Gary Mercado for 10. Thank you. New Disney files are up, and it shocks nobody. If you've been following Film Threat, keep up the great work.
Thank you, Gary. Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
All right. From Eric K again for 5. Thank you. Chris, the problem with the whip marks is it would cut straight through him unless the writers are dumb.
True, but she may have used a physical whip instead of a lightsaber whip.
Well, why would she do that?
Who knows?
She has a lightsaber.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't sense. Loppy Loud for $4.99. Disney is not killing Star Wars. It's doing something much worse. It's making fans apathetic and normies move on to never come back. It's criminal. It's
irresponsible.
Mm-hmm.
It's irresponsible to this brand that you would, that you would not be more reverent of. I think there's a responsibility to shepherd a brand towards great things and serve the audience, and they're doing the exact opposite.
Yeah, I mean, when you virtue signal, the intent is that you're going to attract, you're going to broaden that audience out a little bit more.
Yeah,
but the reality is you're turning off the existing base, and then B, you're not attracting more. They're not coming. The virtue signaling doesn't work. From Albert, not a retro for 5 Canadian. Soul will be the Sith Master hiding like a wolf in the fold. That's why he wasn't afraid to turn his back on OSHA.
Interesting.
I will say this. I think the actor Soul, his accent is wearing down.
Yeah, it's not as good in this episode.
Yeah, I think he's getting tired. I think
like
me reading. He's gone as far as he can go. From Heel Moxley for £4.99 pounds. Thank you for inspiring my love of going to the movies again. The last 2 weeks I've seen The Bike Riders and Kinds of Kindness. I love both.
Yeah, well, also Thelma is very good. Maxine is in theaters this weekend. I'm seeing it tonight.
I think Horizon is still worth a shot.
What's that? Yo, Horizon for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I go to the movies almost every night. I'm embarrassed to say, and I'm fortunate to watch screeners of films. I feel very lucky. So it's like, I love it. I love it. But yeah, thank you, Heel Moxley. There are good things out there. And The Coffee Table, if you have not seen it, get it on VOD. Alan loved it. Right, Alan?
No.
It's okay. We have different taste.
Yeah, I have good taste. And you like seeing horrific things.
We have different.
For an hour and a half.
I would not say that my taste is good or better. I would say it's different.
I'll say mine is. All right, Sons and Shadows for 5. Let's end on a high note. What's your Independence Day movie of choice? I think you just mentioned it. And why is it Return of the Living Dead?
Love that movie. Love that movie. I would add another one in the same vein, Night of the Creeps. Another oldie but goodie. Love Return of the Living Dead. That striptease in the graveyard, full frontal. Amazing. Amazing.
The best one. You're saying that's the best striptease.
I can tell you more than a male gaze was going on with me. That's for sure.
So I would definitely put Independence Day because the 4th of July will no longer be a holiday for America, but for the entire world. And I'll throw in 1776 since I love musicals. It's a great musical. It's a great movie. It's about about the Declaration of Independence.
Thank you, Sons and Shadows.
Yeah. All right, from Gold Spacer for 5. What's this insert bad word about Sith being a derogatory word?
I would think that clickbait writers have run out of things to talk about.
And again, I don't think they saw the show. True. I don't think they're watching the show. I think I think they want to keep their brain cells. All right, Carter Star Killer for 10. The leadership at Disney is reminiscent of Boeing's from the past decade. People were hired who understood marketing and profits, but not airplanes. Disney is doing the same, profits over quality.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. J for 5. Would the villain in the show be a trans alien since Darth Plagueis was not a human?
Oh my God. Who knows? Look, they're not above changing things. So we'll see.
All right. And Gary Mercado for 5. Thank you. Mike Rowe's new doc is out, Something to Stand For. I'll be watching that tomorrow. And I believe I have a screener for that.
Oh, can I see it too, Alan?
Okay, let me check.
Send it to me. Okay. Thank you. Yes, I'm going to the movies tonight. I'll be going over the weekend. There you go. All right. We got through supers. Let's get to some of your other chat comments and questions that stood out. Starting let's start from the bottom.
Yeah.
Go up.
All right. From you Mazer. Girl brand. They want to turn Star Wars into Twilight or 50 Shades of Jedi.
Now the super came in.
Hold on 1 second. Damn it. Okay. My screener expired. Bruce Leroy Jenkins for 10. Leslie Headland, Harvey Weinstein, former personal assistant, does a double self-insert. Ocean May is, of course, her and her sister, Smiler Wren, and whoever turns out to be his master is her and Harvey.
Sad to say, you are correct.
Yes. All right. From Carlos Alfredo Lopez. Wait. A girl follows a strange dude naked and to have a talk? Where did Leslie Headlamp get those experiences?
It was Lesby Headlamp.
Oh, Lesby Headlamp.
Thank you, Carlos, and thank you for being a member.
All right. Darth Yeager, Sith Johnson.
For
Sis
sure.
Johnson. DK Gong. Alan's telling of the story is so much more interesting than the story itself.
I would agree with that. I agree.
Bill S. Preston. Smilo Ren is stacked. There you go. Ray Glendinen. Film threat. How did you find out you couldn't say prostitute after your stroke? My mom couldn't say chicken after her stroke.
Well, I don't know why. I think it might have been in a chat.
Or I think we must have been reviewing a movie.
I think we were reviewing a movie, but I couldn't say the word slurring. I couldn't say slurring. I can say slurring now. I can say prostitute, but I do notice when I get tired. Oh, it's prostitute. I notice when I get tired, I am not as well spoken and articulate.
Yeah.
So there you go.
He says prostitute here as well.
Thank you, Ray, for I appreciate that. Appreciate your concern. And I hope your mom is okay.
Yeah. All right. M for 2. Thank you. Do you guys have a favorite candle scent?
Yes, I have one every year. It smells like a Christmas tree. It's like a Christmas tree, and it actually smells like a tree. I take that candle out. Yes. Yeah. Alan?
And they say I'm gay. All right. Look, my wife is into candles. Usually it's pumpkin spice. That's the one that fills the house constantly.
I like that one too.
Yeah. But I spend my money on different things. Well, apparently I'm spending my money on these pumpkin spice candles as well. E. Clay Thomas in for 2. You're assuming Keemer has a peener. Yeah, but now we know where that intimacy coordinator came in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's taking it all off there. Okay, for 14-4, we got a lightsaber whip.
Yay!
I mean, what did you think? What did you think of the reveal?
It was quick. I mean, if you didn't, if you weren't paying attention, is there and done. So
yeah, but I mean, if you're gonna introduce something as cool as a lightsaber whip, you would think it would be something that a lightsaber couldn't do. All right. Andrew, not bad for a Nemoidian, she thought.
There you are.
Yes, because he's Asian. Brock Samsonite. I'm just waiting for Osha to admit she's hot for Keemer, so he can shut her down by saying he's non-binary.
Yeah. And one last wait, we got a super chat here. Go ahead, Alan.
Okay, from American Dreamer, Darth Tenebrous was the master of Darth Plagueis.
I think the reason he has not revealed the name is because it will connect to the prequels. I guarantee it.
Mm-hmm. All right, and
then
finally, Fearless Wolf for £2. Alan is giving off daddy vibes again.
Why? Well, I don't know why that's just,
I'm trying to figure out, should I take this seriously or should I make a joke out of it?
Alan, do you love refrigerator?
I love refrigerator.
Why did that turn up?
Why is that still on our board? Brandon Jolly for $4.99. Chris, what Bollywood movie were you talking with Gary about on his stream earlier today? Just finished RRR and enjoyed it. It is on Prime.
It's Kalki 2898 AD. It is in movie theaters now. Look up the trailer. It's goofy. It's like Dune meets Flash Gordon meets Star Wars meets a Marvel movie. It's goofy. We reviewed it last week. Check out the trailer online.
Check out the comments on our review.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about that on Friday. Friday's a stacked show.
Yeah.
So, but that wraps it up for us today. It is a holiday. I'm going to see the LA Galaxy at the Rose Bowl Stadium tomorrow. I'm going to watch the Pasadena fireworks. Alan, what are you doing on 4th of July?
I just got a new smoker, so we are having a barbecue, and we may see the Disneyland fireworks somehow while not being on property itself.
Now, if you cooked chicken on that smoker,
yes,
would that? I don't want to say it. I'm not going to say it.
Okay,
I'm not going to say it.
all right.
I'm going to say happy 4th of July, everyone.
Happy 4th.
From Suns and Shadows. Happy 4th to you. Appreciate all of you. We are 3,000 people watching live right now. We appreciate each and every one of you. Oh, have we cracked 125,000?
Yeah, I was gonna check that.
Check it, Alan. I'm really curious if we'll get there.
Lori, do you have that? Atomic Lori?
What can I get for you, sir?
A boob. At least one.
Great choice.
Very strange.
All right, here we go. We are 19 away.
19 subscribers,
away.
19 subs away from 125,000. Although it's Alan's goal, you know what your goal is. Alan.
Yeah, the goal is 169.
Wait, say it again.
169,000 subscribers.
Great.
I don't know if the timing is going to work out on that one.
And comment here.
Oh yeah, from Theoden, King of Brohan, member for 7 months. Happy Independence Day film threats. All right, we're now 15 away. 15.
Happy 4th of July to all of you. We will be back on Friday with our normal Film Threat live cast. We are going to review Maxine, Beverly Hills Cop Axel F, Despicable Me 4, Kill is another Indian movie in theaters. I just saw it. Ghost in the Shell 2, Innocence, Barbie and Kendra Crash Joe Bob's Drive-In Jamboree, and we have an interview. We'll be interviewing a filmmaker, Stimson Sneed. Lots to discuss. Alan, what do you? You're gonna try the smoker.
Yes. Well, I've been playing around with it. Very much enjoying the results.
You've been playing around with your smoker. I don't know what that means.
We're 12 away, by the way.
12 away.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey, man. Am I driving okay?
I think we're parked, man.
Oh, shit.
That's it for us. Wait.
I was gonna say we should be like church and not stop until we've reached our goal.
Okay, we're not gonna stop. We're not. How close are we now?
How close are we? We're still 12. I wish everyone to have a very moist day.
That's not. We're not leaving until we
I know.
get...
Come on, we just need 12 people. May the menstrual cycle be with you always.
Now we have a guest with a special message about the Acolyte.
I have a message for Mr. Chris Gore. This is my eulogy. Star Wars is dead, and the world will mourn. Lazy writing got us feeling so torn. Wokeness killed the show. What a fucking bore. Angry fans rise. We demand more.
I don't. Where are we, Alan?
We're at 13. Yeah, I think we just lost. We just lost people. We went from 12 to 13. People are now unsubscribing because we won't go off the air.
All right.
Now, say my name.
You're Chris Gore.
You're goddamn right.
All right, Alan.
Let's get out of here.
We'll see you Friday. We'll see you Friday. Thank you to everyone. We appreciate you. May the thread be with you. Alan?
Yes, let's get out of here.